Welcome everyone to TCB Team Talk. I'm your host Aaron Buzitel, along with my co-host
Joe Buzitel. How are you, buddy?
How you doing, Joe?
Good. How are you, Aaron?
Very good, very good. So I have a couple questions to ask involving the real estate market, and who better to ask than a person that has 25 years of experience in this business, Joe.
Yes. Thank you.
I hope you're ready for these questions.
Definitely.
Because they're going to be some heavy hitters today.
Sure. Absolutely.
All right. So, Joe, the first question I'd like to ask is, what's happening with today's market?
Well, as you all know, we've got this coronavirus going, and it's causing a lot of problems for a lot of people. A lot of people
Right.
are out of work. A lot of people are not getting paid. So it's very tough out there. You know, we had a report yesterday from the governor saying that 731 people passed away last night. That's a lot of people.
That's definitely a lot. I
know,
feel so bad for the families who are going through this.
Absolutely. So, you know, as real estate agents, right, one thing that happens is we're not getting paid. So definitely you want to apply to unemployment if you can. Make sure that you can do that, right? That's your right.
Definitely.
And want to make sure that you're taking care of your family. And the most important thing is you're staying home.
Definitely. I mean, you see a lot of people outside, and it's just, this is never going to go away unless we're all united together, staying inside, keep making sure everyone's safe. That's
Absolutely.
the only way.
100%. So that's number one. You got to take care of yourself, your family, stay in. You know, I see in Astoria, we live actually in Astoria, and we see a lot of people walking around.
Yeah.
And I mean, Astoria Park last week, as you told me, you went for a drive to pick something up, and there were people all over the place.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, gotta, again, take the message from the governor, stay home.
Definitely, definitely. Which leads me into my second question I'd like
Sure.
to ask you is, what can we do since this whole pandemic that's happening and all the trials and tribulations that's going through with real estate agents? What can we do to keep our business going in this market that is such a different market now?
Absolutely.
I know you've been through about 5 shifts.
Yeah, about 4 shifts. This is my 4th shift. Actually, it's happening again. I've been through 9/11 when that happened.
Right.
Been through 2008. The market started dropping. A lot of foreclosures. A lot of things started happening, and this is kind of similar because what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to be able to afford to pay their mortgage, and you got to be careful. One thing about mortgages, right? There's a thing that they're going to give you what's called a forbearance. Some banks are willing to do 6 months of forbearance. That does not mean they're going to forgive you 6 months of payments.
Right.
What you have to be careful with that, because what happens after 6 months, you would have to pay the total amount. So let's say your mortgage is $2,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
So that's 12 grand plus the next payment. So you've got to make sure you call your bank and work something out with your bank. Very,
Definitely.
very important. So, that's for the public out there. Very important knowing that and being careful of what you do with your mortgage. If you can afford it, absolutely, don't stop paying. Okay?
Right.
The other thing is, we're going to talk a little bit about us real estate agents, what we need to do, right? Because right now, we can't cold call, we can't speak to people about business. And I agree 100% with that, right? Because what's important is, how are you going to talk business with all this misery going on, right?
Right.
All these people dying, everything that's going on. So what's very important right now is to look at the people that you've been in contact with already.
Which is your database.
Your database, even some people, some buyers that you've been working with, right?
Right.
That you haven't even done a deal with. Nothing wrong with calling them, speaking to them, because I believe pretty soon they're going to allow us to start showing, but virtual tours.
Right. I've seen a report about that as well. I don't know when that's going to start, but I have seen something about that.
Right, and that's very important too. So you can still make contacts with your contacts that you have on your database and people that you've been working with. Nothing wrong with calling and talking to them and making sure. And the call should be very different. Shouldn't be about your business or getting business. Should be about how you're doing, how you're feeling, how's everything. Comfort them.
Yeah, they say come from contribution.
Come from contribution. And that's something that's very important to do right now.
Right.
Most people are thinking about business. This is not the time to think about business. This is the time to think about people.
I think that's the one thing that's a big misconception with real estate agents. I mean, obviously you've seen out there, you've seen the good, the bad, the ugly.
Absolutely.
From this business.
Yes.
I mean, you see a lot of people, realtors, they see some realtors, I'm sorry, I'm not going to generalize here, but some realtors, they see people as a dollar sign. Good realtors that have a heart, see people as people. They're still people. I mean, whether they're
100%.
sellers, buyers, they're still people. They're still with basic human needs. So definitely come from contribution. Ask them, hey, do you need something?
Exactly.
Whatever it can be. It could be something small. Even, hey, can you go pick up my medication? Sure, no problem.
Exactly.
Especially the elderly.
especially the elderly, you know, and you should be calling them and checking up on them if they need something. Very important, because if they, you know, they can't get out, a lot of them, right?
No.
Older people can get, and they're scared. They're scared they're going to catch the coronavirus and they're going to die, because a lot of older people, more people, I saw stats online, 68% of people that passed away were the age of 70 and older.
Wow.
So, you know, people are scared to go out. So you've got to make the call and really care. You know, one thing about me, I coached for a long time, and one thing about me, I care about people. I always used to tell my agents, you do business with your heart, not your wallet. Why is that important? Show that you care. Show them you're exactly the way you are, right? So what's important about this is making sure, taking care of people. That's number one priority right now. Not the money. Money will come no matter what, because people will remember you because you did the right thing. You called and cared about people, not calling to solicit business. So it's very important. Going back to what agents should be doing right now, a lot of stuff online you can be watching, right? Learning as going on. Don't have to do it all at once. You've got a lot of time, right? I'll be honest with you, I don't think we're going to, they're saying that by end of April that we're going to be able to go back to work, some essential workers.
Right.
I don't see that. You know, I feel like we're going to probably be here till about June. And I think then the market will open up. And again, talking about the market, what's very important is this. Market's going to change.
That's actually funny that you mentioned that the market's going to change, because that's my third question to you is what's going to happen after everyone goes back to work? I mean, in terms of prices, you're saying as the market, sellers and buyers, what's going to happen with that?
Well, from seeing what happened before in other markets like this, especially when it happened 9/11, right? Well, 9/11 was really weird, because in 9/11, the prices actually did not drop. Price actually went up. Because what happened, we got an influx of people from Manhattan that moved into Astoria, Jackson Heights, and all these other places. So the prices actually went up.
They were more inclined to live somewhere close to the city, not the city itself.
Exactly, because of what happened with the planes going to the World Trade Center and all that. So people were scared. So they started moving into Queens. What did they do? What did that actually do to Queens? It brought the prices up.
Definitely.
Because people that lived in Manhattan, they were living in a studio paying $4,000 a month, say, hey, let's move to Queens. We can have a house and pay a lot less than that.
And you're what, 10, 15 minutes from the city?
Exactly. So to Midtown.
20 on a bad day?
Yeah. So to Midtown, when I worked in Manhattan, it used to take me 15 minutes to get to Midtown Manhattan by train.
Wow.
So what's going to happen, I believe, because of the situation and so many people losing their jobs. Now, 9/11, people didn't really lose their jobs, right?
No.
I mean, it affected some section of the country, but it didn't affect a lot of the normal people. They still had jobs.
Right. I mean, it affected some of the economy. I mean,
Right.
the economy did see a downward spiral in terms of job, employment.
Right.
It didn't go down too much, but it still affected them to a degree.
Right, and I would say probably about 10%.
Right,
Compared
yeah.
to this now, you're almost at 100% here. People
Exactly.
losing their job, people not working, people having no money coming in.
Now, in terms of what the question was, where what's going to happen after everyone goes back? I mean, before this happened, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of realtors can attest to this as well. A lot of the prices and a lot of basically what was happening, it seemed like it was slowing down already. It was already.
It started to change.
Renters weren't renting as much.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we had listings and rental apartments that actually were sitting on the market.
Yeah.
People calling, people did not qualify, whatever it was, right? And it was taking a whole lot longer. So what happened is, I believe what's going to happen in this market, definitely prices are going to start coming down. Okay, because they're going to be a lot less buyers. The pool of buyers is going to be much smaller.
Right.
Now, before it was like this. Now it's probably going to be something like the size of a quarter. And those are the people that can buy.
Right.
Especially people that are investors, right? They look for opportunities like this. There's a saying that they say people get rich in this kind of market. Because what happens is the market goes down, and people that have the money can actually use it to buy properties, investment properties.
Right. I mean, we heard something online and on TV, that a lot of banks now are going to be hesitant to give out loans.
Absolutely, because they're scared they're going to foreclose. They're gonna lose. They're actually going to lose their mortgage. People are going to be able to pay, and what's going to happen? The worst thing banks do not like to do is to actually foreclose on someone. They would actually rather work with a buyer and try to help him to get back on his feet, right? They don't want foreclosures, because foreclosures to them cost a lot of money. So what's important is that I'm going to try to help people, but I feel there's going to be so many people that are not going to be able to afford to pay their mortgage that the market's going to shift. And what's going to happen? It's going to become a buyer's market. Buyers are going to have I would say a lot more inventory, and what's going to happen is a lot of buyers are going to be able to buy it cheaper. I'm hearing today, I heard in one of the broadcasts that we did, that it's gone down already 5%.
Wow.
And what's happening right now too is a lot of these homes are not appraising. We've had a meeting this morning with our company that they said some of these, we had an attorney on the line saying that some of them came back more than $30,000 short. They sold it, yeah. The actual price selling was 600, and the appraisal came back at 570.
Wow.
So
My
that's
gosh.
a big cut, right? And that's
Definitely.
only been what, a month we've been inside right now?
Yeah.
That this whole thing started. So I feel what's going to happen, definitely prices are going to start coming down.
Right, and you've touched on what's happening with buyers. Do you foresee an influx of sellers or less people looking to sell?
Well, a lot of people are going to look to sell because what's going to happen if they don't sell, they're probably going to be foreclosed. Right,
So
a lot
you're
of people
thinking
are going
that
to
they're
sell.
gonna need
Yeah,
to-
they're going
it's
to
more
say,
of
you know what? Instead of losing my property, I would rather put it on the market. Maybe I'm not going to get what I was getting a year or 2 years ago, but it can
Right.
still get a good price. I mean, prices are still good
Right.
overall. You know, so people that can, and the thing that's going to happen is that people that can afford, they're going to be putting that 20 and 30% down. Right?
Definitely.
You know, it's going to be much harder for somebody putting down 5% or 3.5% down. They can still buy, but it's much harder. So sellers are going to be more picky about who they're going to deal with.
Definitely. And I think the silver lining for us realtors out there that are going to work after this whole pandemic is over, I think the one silver lining with sellers, so this is why I'm saying make sure all of you definitely start to work more towards sellers. Prospect, as soon as we get the word that we can, of course, because right now we can't, when we get the word to prospect, I think a lot of sellers now are going to be, they're going to have their eyes open, because I think that a lot of them, before this, they were still unrealistic. Some of them, not all, but some of them were very unrealistic on what they wanted to get. They were, they were thinking that this was still 2017.
Right, exactly.
Well,
and that's what happened. I think what happened was people were still predicting that the prices were still up.
Right.
And they didn't understand that the prices are starting to come down.
Right.
Especially when the stock market started falling, right? A lot of people, now what's going to happen, a lot of people are going to start pulling their money out.
Definitely.
And what's more secure than real estate? Nothing.
Nothing.
You own properties, guess what? You're the king, right? So what's important is that people are going to start pulling out this money out of the stock market. It's happening already. That's why the stock market has gone down so much, right?
Definitely.
Within the last couple of weeks, it's gone down like 2,000 points. One day it went down to over 2,000 points.
Wow.
So a lot of people are going to start pulling the money and put it into real estate. And the most important thing right now is, to be honest, it's going to be harder to do comps as far as really knowing what the value is. Because it's going to be much harder to tell what the value is, because right now it's very different than even a month ago or 2 months ago, right?
Definitely.
We had comps and we can tell the bank this is what it's going to sell for. You can't predict it right now. So the most important thing, making sure that the buyer is going to be able to qualify. And the
Definitely.
buyer is going to be able to get the mortgage. Because if they don't get the mortgage, there's no sale, right? So it's really important right now for agents especially to hang in there. Call your database. Every single day, call people up and ask how they're doing. And believe me, when you do that, they will never forget you.
Definitely.
I mean, I've done this over the years. I've done it many times when the market shifted.
Right.
I made sure I stayed up in touch with my database, making sure that people know I'm there and I care. And I really do. Not just I want business. That's not the reason I do it. The reason I do care about business, but they want to make sure that people care about them, right?
Definitely.
That's important. So, there are things that you can do. I heard it this morning. Somebody say, send a bottle of sanitizer to them, right? That they
Right.
can have that. A little gift like that, they're going to remember you, right? It's
Goes a
important.
long way.
And you're doing it from your heart because you can. So I think what's important here is that showing people that you care, and I think the market is the market. Don't worry about it. You can still make money in this market. It might take some time, but you have to make sure that you do it the right way and give information out. Most important right now, you and I are here being able to give information to people like we're doing right now, right?
Definitely.
And sellers, don't be scared. Buyers, don't be scared. You're gonna be able to buy if you're looking to buy, and sellers, if you're gonna want to sell, you're gonna be able to sell. So I wouldn't worry about it. I would hang in there. And again, we are here to help you. And if you need us and you need help, or even want to find out what the value of your property is gonna be after this whole thing is over, call us. You can actually get in touch with myself. And then my number is 917-771-3600. 3109. And Aaron?
You can get in touch with me at 347-239-0935.
And just, give us a call. All we're going to do is help you and making sure that you're taken care of the right way and being able to get you what you need for your property, and for the buyers, get you the property that you're looking for. So please, if you need any help, we're here to help. Like I said, take care of yourselves.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, stay safe out there, stay indoors. Even if, to piggyback off what you said, not even having to do with real estate right now, since, if you need somebody to talk to or you need help with something, feel free to give us a call. We're here for you.
Absolutely.
So definitely, you're not alone.
And also, you want to give out our email so they
Sure.
can email us. If not, you can reach us.
Yes, we're always answering emails within 5 minutes, so we'll always be there. Our email is tcbteamkw@gmail.com.
Exactly.
So, and also stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be doing these every TCB Team Thursdays, I like to call them. That's when we're going to start doing more videos to keep you updated on what's happening.
Absolutely. And
All right.
everybody take care of yourself and
Take
stay
care.
safe.
Stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.